So as I was saying earlier, Happy New Year to everyone. This is our first episode back after the new year, and we have a couple things, and we have some exciting things, and we get to pick some winners for the Unity Quilt Along behind us, and it's so exciting how everybody is so excited to have their quilts done. That's always amazing, and I love seeing all the different colors of them. So while you're all pretty on and waiting for me already, Jess already said that there was a question in the chat, which she already gave me this question because it must be more on people's minds. And it says, for the 2026 quilt show, red, white, and blue, what colors are acceptable? Red, white, and blue. So you must have all three colors in the quilt, not just red and white, not blue and white. It must be all three colors, red, white, and blue. Can it be shades of red, white, and blue? Yeah, but not, Americana. We want Americana. Can it be like dark tan, red, and blue? Yes. Okay, we're going to accept that. But I don't want like pinks and purples as, these are reds and then blues are greens and blue. No, I want definitely patriotic looking quilts. They don't have to be like patriotic quilts that, they all have to be a panel of an eagle. No, they just have to be red, white, and blue. Okay. So I'll show you a whole bunch of them that it would be acceptable for that when it comes up. All right. But let's go through. I should have did the announcements while we were figuring.
Could have just held them close.
Yeah. So let's get some of these announcements out of the way, and then we'll go on with what else is going on here today. All right. So January 11th, we have Rug Hooking Club. So all the clubs that I will be talking about in the next 5 minutes are from 9 to 4. They are attended, they're like a day club. You come, we feed you lunch, you hang out all day long and do whatever your heart's desire. What do you want to work on? But appropriate for the club name. So you're not going to bring your cross stitch to Rug Hooking Club, but I don't think anybody would really kick you out if you did. But here's the thing. All right. So January 11th for rug hooking. Sit and Stitch is January 12th, 13th, and 14th. So we have next week, we have a bunch of dates you can probably sign up for all three of them, leave your machine here, that type of thing, and then come and go. So for $75, you could have 3 days of stitching, and we'll feed you lunch every day as well. And then Stitchers Gathering starts January 19th. And just a reminder that Stitchers Gathering is kind of like the hand sewing club, which Joanne Blank leads. And Joanne and I are going to be showing you some stuff pretty soon here about one of our quilt alongs coming up. It is called Betsy. So she will be here with me as soon as I firm up that date with her, and we'll get that kicked off. February 2nd is Featherweight Club along with Bernina. And that's if you have a featherweight or a Bernina sewing machine, you come that day and you can sew with those ladies and gentlemen. And then February 18th is Cross Stitch. And then we have a brand new club that we want to get you excited about. Now, this is a club hosted by Lynn Neuenfeld, and she is a Laura Heine certified instructor, and she's going to be doing a fabric collage club. So there you go. Look at that. So if you want to play around, tinker, fussy cut your fabric and make all that cool stuff, this is a class for you. And a place to hang out and work on your project, because maybe it's one of those that you kind of have it tucked away and you just pull it out every once in a while. Maybe you pull it out for this club once a month and join Lynn for that. And then she has a bunch of fun stuff going on with that. And we also have Wool Club, which is February 25th. And then in January, we also have a retreat called Cabin Fever. And it is from Sunday, the 25th through the 31st. And I believe we have a couple openings in there that we could take a couple people in that. And it is 10 to 4 every day. And you sew all night till you can't keep your eyes open. Lots of fun stuff with that. And we will, when it gets maybe next week, we'll show you what those projects are again for that one. And maybe we can fill those last couple spots. And then February 8th through February 14th, we have a works in progress retreat, which you bring anything you're working on, and that's what you work on. We're not going to give you more new projects for this retreat. And that's why the cost is much more reasonable than the other ones, because we're not providing new projects for you. And then we have the quilted coat class. And the first one of those is February 27th. and Saturday the 28th, March 6th and the 7th, and then May 15th and 16th. So those are all 2-day classes for you to go home with a completed quilted coat. And then we have Naughty and Nice. We have 2 options for this retreat, and they are both in July, the 12th through the 18th, and then the 19th through the 25th. And on this retreat, we will be working, we're going to pretend it's Christmas in July. We will be working on Christmas stuff. We will be having a Christmas party, and Lisa usually gives out gifts. Yeah. And then we just have a blast for Naughty or Nice, and you can pick which one you are. And maybe we'll even tell you which one you are during that week. And then we also have All Things Pumpkin, which is August 25th, which is a cotton session. And then we also have the 27th, which is a wool session. So those are just 1-day classes, kind of like a club, only we're going to put a project with those. And then we have a Winter Wonderland retreat, and that is in November 30th through the December 6th, and then December 6th through the 12th. So you have a couple options for some of these retreats. And there are, I don't think any of them are stacked full. I think we have some of them that have, 3-4 openings in, maybe these later ones, not as many, because we just started talking about this. And then there's one that's not in here, and that's a week of All Things Fall. All things fall. So we have one more coming yet that Heidi's still working on. And then I want to really stress my France trip. So we need 3 more people. That's it. And then we're full. So if you want to come to France with me in May, call crafttours.com and get on the list. We're going to have so much fun. We only have 3 more spots for that. If you're interested, use some of your Christmas money and run away with us for, I think it's about 10 days or 8 days. And it is May 15th through the 23rd. So I'm super excited about that. And you can see on their website all the different places that we are going to go to and all the different things we are going to see. Okay, and then Unity. All right. So let's talk about Unity. Let's pick our week 49 and week 50 winners, and then we will pick our grand prize winners. So we have Ann Martin. You are week 49's winners. I got to keep these for Heidi. And then week 50, congratulations, Ann. And then congratulations, Robin Noel. You are week 50. And then do these go with that other stack?
I have duplicates in the other stack.
Huh?
I have duplicates.
You have duplicates? Okay. I just, for the grand prize winner, I wanted to make sure that those went in.
They did. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So here we go. We have our postcard winner. So if you sent in a postcard, you made Heidi happy every week. She got to put some pins in her big old United States map here. So she kept track of every one of you who sent us in a postcard. So we picked, what are they getting out of this?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to pick a postcard winner, and Heidi's going to surprise you with whatever you're getting. And this is Donna Perel. You are our postcard winner. And then all of the people who are 50 winners, this right here, I know this person. I like it when I know the person, is the winner of our Unity. And we are going to give her a gift card, or we're going to quilt her Unity quilt for her. So our grand prize winner is Joanne Tubman. You won. So Heidi will get email out to you, or you email us, and we'll get that taken care of. So if you want to know what Unity is, the quilt behind me is one of the versions. So we worked on Unity for 50 weeks in 2025. And I don't know the numbers because I forgot, and I finished mine like a couple months ago. So I don't remember, but I think there were like like 890 fabrics that we put in our kit, not counting the background, so 891 or something like that. But somebody will probably remember the math on all that, how many triangles they made and all that stuff. But it was really fun and easy because we cut like 6-inch squares, and then the triangle paper that made 8 half square triangles went on one light and one dark charm pack. So when you laid the light and the dark right sides together, the light on top, you put your triangle paper on it for the charm square, and then you stitched. And when you cut them apart, they were perfect 1.5-inch half square triangles. So that's what we did all year long. And then we'll talk about a couple other quilt alongs coming up. If in case you have quilt along withdrawal, we'll help you with that. We have plenty of opportunities that you can stitch with us this year, and we will stagger all of those starts coming up. All right, so do we have any questions on Unity, on any of the announcements, anything like that? Any questions so far, girls? By the way, I am here with my whole crew. Heidi, Jess, and Kaylee are with me today. Nothing?
No.
No, we're all quiet bunch. This went fast, even though I am not done yet. It does. When you have something ongoing, it's just amazing how quickly that week goes by. Like it is, it almost is too fast. Our lives go too fast. Do you agree? I mean, it just keeps, I think, faster and faster and faster. All right, show them the picture that that you took today, Kaylee. So this is one of 3 shipments that we have received of American Gatherings. So this is bolts here. So that Amy is sorting. So this just landed today. Our pre-cuts came in before the end of the year. And now our bolts have just arrived today while we were having our little employee breakfast meeting this morning. It came. So I think there were like, did Nick say 6 pallets? So here you're looking at 3 or 4 of them. And yeah, so we have the privilege now of unpacking all of that and starting to make all of the kits that are in this book right here. So we have the book right here in hand, American Gatherings 3. So this is a whole project book. So this is all red, white, and blue. If you want to have some ideas on what to make for red, white, and blue. So I love this quilt, and we hardly showed that one at all. But so I'll quick kind of page through it so you can see some of the red, white, and blue quilts. This is a awesome one. Airplane. Love our airplanes around here. And then a dark background. We like to make some of them sometimes with dark backgrounds. And then this one was the stellar one of the book right here. It is called, let's see if I can find a big picture of it. Right here. Oh. Bursting with Pride. That's the one that we have to make the most kits of. And then Revel is, I think this one was so cool as well. And then we have Panel Quilt. We have Freedom and Little Freedom. So if you want to do 2 borders or just one, we have the little one here as well. And then another, and then there's some projects in here. An eagle, kind of a hex runner table mat. We have this really cool hexagon star. What else do we have? America, Freedom is Never Free pillow. And that's it for the book. So if you ordered that, they should be on their way to you pretty soon. I think they were starting to pull panels. They had some panels cut and books that they were starting to ship. So those will all be coming if you had pre-ordered those. There are still some kits left of some of these. Jess looks like she wants to say something, so I'm going to let her talk because this is her department.
I just want to remind everybody that it does take a long time for us to get these kits done. And because of the amount of orders we have, 2 of the quilts are 70 plus kits that are already sold and need to get made. So it is going to take probably 2 to 2.5 weeks to get everybody's out in the mail and ready to you. And I know you guys are super excited to get it in your hands. And we are super excited to get them out of here and in your hands. But please wait until probably, I would say, the end of January to say, where's my order?
Yeah, so just please be patient because it does take our crew. We'd rather have you get it earlier than expected than be like, hey, where's my stuff? And just remember too, that if you have to do, hey, where's my stuff, that you only either call once or you email once.
And email is the best way because then we can look at your order, we can see where it's at, and we can give you all of that information instead of having to put you on hold or saying, I'll call you back. So send an email is the best way to be. And if you've ordered just the book is super easy. We have those available to ship, but obviously kits take a little bit longer.
Right, and just a little nice little reminder that if we're not answering, hey, where's my kit, we are shipping. Okay, so if they're not answering those or emails, they're working on getting it to you. So the less they have to say, where's my kit? If I were you, I would not call and say, where's my kit until maybe the first week in February. Okay, and just, tune in every week and we'll let you know where we're at. We'll let you know which ones we've shipped. Maybe we can get a little update from the shipping department to see. But right now we have to sort. And we have to plan, and June has to cut. You know who June is? June is our machine who cuts fabric for us crosswise. So you stick the bolt in, and it'll cut half yards. It'll cut 6 inches. So June is going to get overworked, and hopefully she cooperates because she's just like a normal employee. Sometimes she comes to work, and sometimes she's like, no, not today. So just kind of keep that in mind. That when we overwork her, sometimes she's like, okay, new blade change or something like that. So please, we love that you pre-ordered so much, but now we have to get it to you. Okay.
There's a really good question in here that says the new American Gatherings Fat Quarter Towers, do they work with any of the American Gatherings quilt pattern books? They do, but sometimes they may have to add an extra white or a red or a blue because I think that first one had some extra an extra red or a blue in it. I think I remember.
Yeah, so you just know that if you go between lines, they didn't all have 10 and 10 or 12. We didn't do that. So some of the kits that we do, like we're gonna re-kit some of those previous quilts from American 1 and 2 once we get caught up, not before your new ones get out. So yes, but just kind of be aware of the colors you might need to add a blue from your collection or buy another blue or something like that is what we're trying to say.
There's a question that says, do our kits allow for starching?
You bet. And I mean, can you tell me if you've bought kits from us before? I pretty much pad your yardage in them. Like literally on a background, I'm going to give you at least a half yard more. On any other cut, at least a quarter, or at least large enough to make like the biggest boo-boo. Okay, so like if you needed a 10-inch square and you cut something wrong, and I want enough fabric in there to cut that biggest piece that's in the quilt. So that's how because guess what? I'm here to sell fabric. So if I give you a little extra in your kit instead of you have 3 threads left by the time you're done cutting, I don't like that. I like to have a little bit of insurance in your kit that you have enough fabric that you can make a mistake and not have to order more fabric. If you make a huge boo-boo, all right, that's a different story. But I always try to give you a little bit more yardage in your kits. And I think you can all, if you've purchased from us in the past, tell everybody here that we do that. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say that we starch everything here. So we're always going to make sure your kits have enough for starching.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what we always talk about.
So you mean I got off topic about adding extra fabric. So yes, we do that. Yeah. Okay. So red, white, and blue, that's there. It's got to look at my
You can do
retreat.
the missions of honor with that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about this since we're talking about red, white, and blue. So Miss Heidi has our sign for us right here. So this is where we're at so far. We're at like 16K of money that you've donated by buying stuff from us or by purchasing during Primitive Christmas or coming to the quilt show. And on any money that we made off of people coming to see your quilt in the quilt show, that helps too. All right. So you are all a part of making this temperature go up to our goal of 50K up there. So Heidi's got another little thing she can move up. Maybe we'll update that monthly once we get going on our quilt alongs and stuff like that. I did see something about Echo. What did you catch that one? Echoes from the past. Somebody asked a question about that one.
She just asked if from the retreat, I believe she was at the retreat, if
Oh,
we
okay.
changed anything from the pattern. And
No,
I don't believe we did.
no. You guys finalized the pattern. Yeah, so it should be all right there. Okay, so guess what? I'm all about New Year's and new projects. So I'm going to show you what I just finished. All right. Look at this baby. Isn't it beautiful? I absolutely love this. This is going to be the project in the wool box. And I kind of did something different on this. So once you put these scallops down, you still have your fabric here because I actually put it on fabric. So you have a little bit of border here yet. You could leave it like that and bind your runner. All right, if you in quilt and bind your runner. Or I put a piece of wool on the back instead of putting the wool here. I put it on the back so I could make it into a mat, and now I don't have to quilt it. And I can stitch the edge of the mat, and voila, it's done. All right, so if you're gonna if you're a part of our wool box, which is a subscription box that we put out 6 times a year, all the odd months, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Those are the months that the wool box goes out, and we have ongoing projects in there. And we have a new one starting off, which is the Antique Pennies in Bloom, we called it. So Antique Pennies in Bloom is our 1-year project that replaced Indigo Revival. And then we still have Serenity, which is our ongoing 2-year project. And if you want to join us now for 2026 in the wool box, you can order the back blocks for the ongoing 2-year. You would just call the girls downstairs and tell them what you need to do down there. All right. So anything else about that? Those are scheduled probably to go out on time. There's nothing holding any of that up. We are pre-cutting all those pennies. So when I go downstairs, there's lots of stuff going down there, lots of pennies everywhere, lots of counting and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy that we were able to pull off pre-cutting all your pennies for that antique reproduction. All right. And I just want to give you all a shout out for those of you who are in our subscription boxes, because that really is the bread and butter of making sure that that we have that monthly income to pay these mortgages on these buildings. So the projects in those boxes, the wool box is 40% off retail, and the quilt box is 30% off. So we're giving you huge discounts because of those volumes, and we can count on that. So we really love it. And I know there's a lot of you have been in from the beginning. And again, I appreciate you all so much for hanging out with us, and don't feel any guilt that you don't do every project. Those are ones, you know, you can give away to your friends and stuff like that. You don't, it doesn't have to be finished. You can give somebody a kit. All right. So
I had a couple questions for you.
yeah.
First is, can you sign up for the wool box online?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes, you go to subscriptions and blocks of the month. You sign up there, and all you have to do is sign up, and you're going to start getting your boxes. If you want those back blocks for Serenity, that's when you're going to have to call, and we're going to have to get them to you.
can you clarify what that runner is? because they're kind of thinking it's the 1-year project, but it's
No,
not.
it's
the
just a
actual-
single project. So you get a 1-year project that's ongoing. So you get like 6 installments for the 1-year project. You're getting installments for the 2-year. And then we usually have like 1 or 2 other projects along with notions or threads or needles or, you know, other stuff in the box. Like we could probably show you when we ship out our box later on this month. We'll show you all what's in it so you have a good idea. But this is just a single project that goes along with the subscription. Okay, so it's just a standalone single project. And hey, if you look at this runner and you say, oh, that really is not going to go in my house. Well, you see this blue? All you have to do is change that to the color in your house. So let's say you like you have a lot of red accents or you have a lot of purple or whatever. Just change that one little wool in there and that'll change the whole look of the runner. So it's kind of like very neutral. And then you have that kind of sea breeze color there, one of our newer wools that I wanted to use. Okay.
All right. And then the next on the wool box is there a finishing kit for Indigo Revival? There's been many questions on that.
Okay,
one.
yes, I'm getting to that. Where's my list?
It's on top of the.
Okay, right here. All right, so yep, next up. All right, so we have, so for Indigo Revival, we are right now ready for you to pre-order your finishing kit. It is $75 for the kit, which has all the pre-cut pennies and the pattern for $75. And it is a pay in full and it will ship at the end of February. So those are the details. Is there a place they find that?
It should be right under. I didn't see it because Jackson just enabled it, but let's see
If
here.
you just type in Indigo Revival, it should probably come up in the for the finishing kit.
Otherwise, it's right under new products, and it's right there for you to order.
Okay, yes. So get that order in as soon as possible because as soon as we see a nice amount, we're going to start cutting. All right, and then we don't like to go backwards.
There is a pattern only. If somebody decides they just want the pattern only, we do have that option available as well.
When are you going to take down your pre-order?
The pre-order is probably going to be taken down in a couple weeks.
Okay.
We're going to give them a little bit of time, and then because we said it would ship the end of February, we're going to start making them. So probably about mid-February, I'll take
Heidi,
it down.
do you want to add that to one of your blog posts about that finishing kit? Okay. Just so we hit everybody, and we'll make sure that goes out on social media as well. Okay, good questions, everybody. Thank you for those.
We have one more thing, but it's not about the quilt box.
Okay.
Or the wool box. It's about the quilt box.
Okay.
Any indication as to what the ongoing project is going to be in there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's red, white, and blue. It's beautiful.
It is. It's all done, and it is.
Is it here?
gorgeous.
It's not here, is it?
No, I've just seen the pictures.
We are going to show you the finishing of Thrive, which was the ongoing project for last year. We're going to show you that. We're going to show them that this week, or we're going to show them it next week?
next week.
Next week. Okay. We're going to hold out. You might have seen it finished in the group though, but we'll show you ours next week and talk about if there's any full kits available for that, or if we're going to run that as a block of the month. I think we are. I think that
It'll
was
be
one of the
both.
things. Yep. So we're going to have that for you a couple different ways, but that is called Thrive. And that's another quilt along that you could join, or a block of the month. We're not going to do it as a quilt along. It was in the quilt box. And now we're starting a new one. And it is fantastic. You're going to love the ongoing project so much. And do we ever get tired of red, white, and blue?
No.
No. You can't have too many red, white, and blue quilts because there's always somebody deserving of one of them.
The question was about the finishing kits for the wool box or for Indigo. We'll have enough finishing kits for everyone who wants one. But the thing is that we give you a time in order to order that finishing kit. And once that time is up, we take all the extra pieces from the that we made more of, and we make them into full kits. So that's why we only have a small amount of time for you to get that finishing kit. And in 2 years you can't say I want a finishing kit for Indigo Revival because we won't have that.
Right. You could, I mean, you could come here and we could, you know, we have pre-cut pennies already that are in packages, because when I made it, that's what I did. I went off the shelf and I picked up, you know, the, I don't know, I think 1.5 and 3/4 size pennies. That's what I cut in there. And then, you know, you could still do it, but it's just much easier. We'll have them in one package for you and on your way out the door. Yeah. Anything else?
No.
No? Okay.
Quilt box is bi-monthly, just like the wool.
Yes. So then the quilt box is opposite even months, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And that's why we just finished up the ongoing project, and we will show you that next week. It'll be out here. We want to give it its due. It needs to have some love. So we're going to put the Thrive quilt behind me next week, and you can all love on it because it is gorgeous. And when that, we have it open now for the block of the month. And then once that closes, we're going to make up the rest of what we have fabric left over and offer it as a full kit as well. So you'll have 2 options for that, but you'll see that next week. Okay, so good questions. And yeah, because we realize that not all of you have been with us for 22 years, that sometimes we have some new people. So just ask those questions and we'll get to them. All right, so what we really need to talk about this week as well, besides all the other things, but all right, it's the new year. Before I talk about the main thing, let me talk about this. I'm going to give Jess a big old pat on the back here, because one of the things that we really are working hard on this year is getting month's head. So when you see this, look at how thick it is. This is all
236 pages.
How many?
236.
200. So it's almost a ream of paper. So 250 is a ream. So this is how we plan our months and what goes out and what needs to be ready and all the things that we have coming up for you. And so this is Jess's Bible that she has put together for all of us to keep track of what we're working on. And we have these are located around our building, so our staff knows what we're working on, what's coming up next, what we need to work on to get up for that month. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that we don't forget anything because we're so far ahead. That's the opposite problem. But so Jess, good job on that. And phew, there's a lot going on here at this time of year. All right, so January 12th, we have to have our order in for Joyful Gatherings 2. So that comes in June, I believe. It lands here at the shop. But because we have had all this fabric and the kits all up on our website as pre-orders for you to order your kits and get them at a discount and to make sure that you get them ordered. So we're going to kind of maybe go through them and touch base with them and visit them. Just a couple minutes here on each one. Do you have pictures of all these, or am I just showing this? I'm going to show them. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, they're all here.
They're in the bucket. So, yeah.
They're in the bucket. Okay. All right. So, and I might not, or Heidi, you going to come and help me?
Yeah, I guess.
We're just going to go through these. We're going to give you the names and everything here. All right, this one is called Whispering Pines Quilt Kit. So this uses the panel in the tree. So the panel comes and we cut it to a size and then it goes into the trees. This is a different size tree than we have previously done. But how fun is this for Christmas? And some of you have stitched all of these in a countdown a couple years ago. So this is Whispering Pines. It is 86 by 104. And you can turn it too. So I turned it so my 104 is going this way instead of this way. Okay. I just turned the orientation of the trees on that one. And it is pre-order 148 and some change. Ooh, here we go.
Don't say that. You don't need to say the totals because there's a discount in there. So
Oh, okay. All right. So find the prices online if you're interested in them, because that's not the discount, or that is the discount.
that's not the discount. It's shown differently because I think that's like the backing fabric or something
okay.
total in there. So
All right, so this guy here is called Polar Bear. It is 51 by 71. And it, you know, we all love bear paw. I don't know what it is about this pattern, but we all love it. And I love that the background has red and green in it as well. And I know you're not afraid of 1-inch triangles anymore after hanging around with me for a couple years. No problem, right? So if you love using those triangle papers, that's what we use. This is one of my favorites. This should be like a quilt along because there's like 7 different blocks in here. So this is different than this, and this is different than that, and then that's different, and then this is different, and then these are different. So how fun is this one? It is called Wisconsin Christmas, and it is 52 by 60. And I bet if you really wanted to, you could make it bigger, but I'm not doing the math. I've already done it once. So cute. I could see this, like, yeah, 6 of them, 4 of them, with some, you know, like 9 patches going between, you know, on point in between them all. So this is called Winter's Bloom. You got it, Heidi? It is 25 by 25. And again, there's always options for you to order backing. And I believe, do we have, we didn't get one, we didn't get wide backs with this. Darn. Okay, next up, we have this lovely one, which I'm looking for the...
there is no picture. It's just
no
the written.
picture on this one.
I missed it. Yes, it's Christmas chain.
Christmas chain, this one is called. Super easy, strip cut pieces, green, red blocks. We mystery size,
69 by 69.
69 by 69.
I like this one.
Yeah, this is a staff favorite here. And I think it has something to do with that sweet fabric in there that doesn't read red or green. But it has red and green in it. So this lovely quilt is called Poinsettia Lane, and it is 88 by 88. Nice big clunky pieces. So if you need a quick Christmas quilt, this is your girl right here. This will be fast and easy. All right, so you can't really tell, but this fabric here is cream with red and green in it.
So
I
can
call those
ask,
mediums.
with these quilts, what would you use in order to piece? Like what color?
Oh, well, so I pick out my thread color depending on lots of things. But if you got a lot of light in your quilt, I'll choose the light. But if you have a quilt that is a lot of darks, like when you're sewing those trees together, you know, like if you got dark green, dark green, dark green, then I'm going to pick a darker color. Even a dark gray is better than a cream. All right, so kind of choose your thread color. If there's always a white in the patch, then you can use a light or a cream. But if it's dark on dark, I want a dark thread. That's just my opinion, because I don't like seeing, when your quilt is done, I don't like seeing pokes of white thread in my piecing. So I believe this is a little single pattern.
Actually, that's an old one. You can put it down.
All right.
But we'll probably recreate
We're
it.
going to rekit this because it's a cute little From Santa little mini charm quilt. But I didn't think that was for that one, and then not this one either.
Nope, we're good.
Okay. And then what about this?
That will probably recreate. That was the cover girl.
Okay, so I'm going to show you this one anyways. So this is a
Wrapped
quilt.
in ribbons.
What?
Wrapped in ribbons.
Yeah, this was done with on the cover of American Patchwork and Quilting. This was a cover girl, and it was made with Joyful 1, but we'll rekit this with Joyful 2's fabrics.
And they were 2 jelly rolls.
Yeah, 2 jelly rolls. And then what we do is, like, sometimes what I like to do with those is sometimes no, there is one more.
Yep, there is one
Yeah.
more. Yep.
Yeah. And what's Joyful Jubilee? Is that supposed to be
Nope.
something?
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Was that a
That
quilt
one's the
box
last one.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go, Miss Heidi. This was fun to make. All right, so this lovely Christmas quilt is called Christmas Kaleidoscope. Isn't that great? So it uses a lot of the reds, a lot of the greens, and then one light in the fabrics. All right, so that's just a last minute reminder that we have to order those fabrics, and it really helps us, like your pre-orders really help us know like which ones are the most popular. So therefore that's where we base our ordering on, like how many, like if you guys really love that quilt, then we're going to order like, you know, maybe 24, maybe 36 more to make kits of that. So that's how we judge. So we really love, we give you that discount if you know you're going to buy it anyway. So pre-order it. You only have to put a little bit of money down on our pre-orders now. So we used to have to pay in full and wait 6 months for your kit to come, but we don't have that problem anymore. So you do, and if some reason you can't, you know, I know hardships happen, but you just forfeit the $5 or whatever it is that was down on your pre-order. Okay, so those are pretty much all the quilts. And a reminder that we are going to have a quilt along with Joyful, and that will happen, I believe, in July.
I believe,
again, we need that fabric to arrive in June, and then we need a month to make our kits and get everything to everybody.
Karen asks, is this going to be a new book when the pattern is released?
Yes, I think it's called Joyful too. Yeah, and it's as a pre-order on our site as well. But that pre-order, so just FYI, the pre-order price goes away after the 12th. Right, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'm Jess.
What's that?
She said we should get a t-shirt that says, right, Jess? And I said, I should have one that says, I'm Jess.
Do I say that a lot? Right, Jess? Right, Jess? She's my right-hand woman.
They want to know about the quilt behind you.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up. That's why I'm looking at my list to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. So
just one quick question. Yes, if you like any one of these quilts that we just showed you that were red, green, and white, they're in the Joyful Gatherings 2 book, and you do need to order the book. And I'm spinning.
The only one that wasn't was that mini. I think that's a little standalone. And I have a couple more here, but those are just single patterns that from previous ones that we might rekit depending on how much fabric we have left over. All right. But, you know, we do this tomorrow is our release of our first weekend quilt of 26. So how appropriate. We have Snowman Gatherings fabrics here and a nice easy pattern. Kaylee and I did not get a tutorial on this one, but we will shoot one next time we are in the studio shooting, because this is super simple, right? I mean, it is 3 layer cakes though. That really blows my mind that this is 3 layer cakes, but there's no other fabric. There's no background. There's only a binding. So I guess I can see that now that usually it's like a layer cake and a bunch of yardage, but this is 3 layer cake. So if you love our snowman color palette here, this is going to be one you're going to be able to pre-order. This will come out sometime on Friday. It probably is not going to be like right away in the morning. So we ask that you give us till 5 o'clock.
And the holidays were just a little
this holiday is and we will get so much better at that as the year goes on, because like when I planned like my last, like we just had a big planning day here on Tuesday, and Jess and I kicked butt. We got so many things planned, and all right, this is for this, and this is for this, and this is for this. I've never been 4 months ahead on starching and getting stuff ready for that stuff to happen. So we are in a good spot, and it feels really good, right in the old,
scary, but
yeah, it is a little scary because we're so good at being under the gun. But some of our new people, like the other gender that we work with, they don't like being under the gun. They don't like waiting for that last minute. So
They don't
can,
fly by the seat of their
no,
pants
they're
as
not good
well.
at flying. Men don't work that way. But that's okay. We know that we're the better sex, right? I can say that because I can have an opinion. It's just my opinion. All right. Anything else that we have for today? Winners for today. All right. So stay tuned next week. We got to have a bunch of new stuff for you next week as well. Okay. Winners from our live. You thought I was going to say goodbye?
No, there's a comment that says, I'm so glad I put off my Christmas gifts from hubby because it's now going to cost him mega after seeing those quilts.
Perfect. All right. Karen Cleveland, 9249. Linda G, 63. That rhymes. And Karen Johnston with a T.
With a T.
8651. You are our 3 winners for today. Send Heidi your physical address at the email scrolling across the screen right now, and she will send you her little prize package, which is fun to get cool stuff in the mail that you forgot you won or that you didn't know you're expecting, besides a bill, right? So we appreciate you, and we look forward to this year coming up, 2026, our 250th anniversary of our country. So hang around with us. It's going to be a lot of red, white, and blue. We'll talk about the red, white, and blue quilt show coming up and give you some more rules on that. But we like to ask those questions as they come up. And that was one of them today. So thank you for joining me here today at Primitive Gatherings, where every stitch tells a story.